Hello dear students, so now today we would move ahead in this first chapter of class 11th chemistry, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. So here we were discussing the laws of chemical combinations. Three laws we have already discussed, and in between we have also discussed one hashtag law which was not there in the NCERT book. So now we would be discussing today the fourth law of chemical combination, that is Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, so what is this Gay-Lussac's law? The law states that when gases react, they do so in volume which bears a single whole number ratio to one another to the volume of the product that is being formed. Okay, means the ratio between the reactants and the product you are going to get and would be in the form of the whole number. That is what it is being said in this statement of the Gay-Lussac. Okay, so when gases react, they do so in volume. Now one more thing I would tell you, this law is applied only for the gases. Remember this law is valid only for the gases. Okay, so when gases react, they do so in volume which bears a single whole number ratio to one another to the volume of the product thus formed. So how the question can be asked? Let's say you have hydrogen, which is a gas, and this is reacting with chlorine, which is again a gas, and they are forming HCl, which is again a gas, hydrochloric acid gas. They are forming hydrochloric acid in the form of gas. It is being formed there. Okay, but the first thing that you have to do is to balance this equation. Okay, so for that we would write here 2, isn't it? Okay, now if you see, the volume of hydrogen is how much here? 1 volume, because its coefficient is 1 volume of hydrogen you are going to take, and for that again 1 volume of chlorine you are to take, isn't it? Then by this you are going to get 2 volumes of hydrochloric acid. 2 volumes of hydrochloric acid. Okay, now let's say we have, question is like this, we have 20 ml of hydrogen. Let's say we have 20 ml of hydrogen. Okay, and 20 ml of chlorine. So by the reaction of these two, how much hydrochloric acid would be formed? Means you have to find out the volume of the hydrochloric acid that is being formed. Now listen, you are to take 20 ml of hydrogen. You are to take 20 ml of hydrogen, and this 20 ml of hydrogen is reacting with how much chlorine? Because it is also 1 volume. Here also you have 1 volume. So if you are taking 20 ml of hydrogen gas, so you are to take similar 20 ml for chlorine gas, isn't it? And by this reaction you are going to get 2 volumes of hydrochloric acid. So for 1 volume you have 20. So for 2 volume, how much hydrochloric acid would be there? It means 40 ml. Okay, the volume of the hydrochloric acid thus formed would be 40 ml. Getting this? Now let's take one more example. Let's say you have 100 ml of CS4. Okay, question is 100 ml of CS4 burns. Okay, and produces how much? And produces CO2 and H2O, isn't it? Produces CO2 and H2O. Find the volume of oxygen, because for burning purpose you need oxygen. Okay, so how much oxygen would be required there, that you have to find out. Find volume of oxygen required. Find volume of oxygen required for the production of CO2. For the production of CO2. Now how would you solve this one question? Let's say this is the question. So here you are again going to apply the Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, now let's say you have methane, and this is reacting with oxygen, burning here, and it is going to form what? Carbon dioxide, H2O, that is water, and again it would lead to the emergence of heat also there, isn't it? Okay, now first thing, what we have to balance this equation. So for that you have 4 hydrogen here, so you would be writing here 2, so 2 to the 4 there. Oxygen only 2, here 4, so here also you would be writing 2. Okay, balanced? Yes. Now if you see volume, how much volume? Here 1 volume, here 2 volume, ratio I am finding out. This is 2 volume, coefficient I am writing. Okay, and here, now if you see methane is gas, oxygen is gas, carbon dioxide is gas, but water is not a gas. So you are not to use this water. We are not to take this water because Gay-Lussac's law is applied only for the gases. Okay, so only this is what we have to take. So what is the volume of carbon dioxide? Coefficient is 1, so means 1 volume of the carbon dioxide is going to be formed. If you are taking 1 volume of 1 unit, whatever, one unit volume of methane and 2 unit volume of oxygen, you are going to get 1 volume of carbon dioxide. Now if you see, 1 volume represent how much methane you have. You have 100 ml of methane. You have 100 ml of methane. So if 1 volume represent 100 ml, so 2 volume would represent how much? 200 ml, isn't it? So it would represent 200 ml. Similarly, 1 volume represent 100. So here also you would have 100 ml of carbon dioxide. So for the production of carbon dioxide, if you are taking 100 ml of methane, so for that you are to take how much oxygen? 200 ml of oxygen you are required there, isn't it? So that is what there in the question. Find the volume of oxygen required for the production of CO2. So how much volume is required there? 200 volume is required there for the production of carbon dioxide, isn't it? So you have the answer here, that is 200 ml. Okay, let's take one more example. Let's say you have 60 ml of nitrogen. You have 60 ml of nitrogen, okay, and it is reacting with 60 ml of hydrogen. Okay, 60 ml of nitrogen reacting with 60 ml of hydrogen, and it is going to form what? Ammonia. And you have to find out how much volume of this ammonia has been formed here, produced here by the reaction of these two. So let me write the reaction first. You have nitrogen and you have hydrogen, both of these two are react. This is reversible also. Okay, so that is why the reversible sign I have written here. When if these two are forming ammonia, so ammonia can also be turned into nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so it's a reversible reaction. So you are going to have here what? Ammonia. So all are gases here. This is also gas, this is also gas, this is also gas. Okay, now let's find out the volume. Here 1 volume of, so first thought that we have to balance this. Is it the balanced one? No, it is not balanced. You have 2 nitrogen, so you would be writing here 2. Now hydrogen 3 to the 6, so here you would be writing 3. So you have 1 volume of nitrogen, so for that you have to take 3 volume of hydrogen, and you are going to get 2 volumes of ammonia, isn't it? Okay, now 1 volume of nitrogen implies how much? How much volume you have to take? 1 volume of nitrogen implies 60 ml. So it implies you are to take 60 ml of nitrogen. So if 1 volume implies 60 ml, so 3 volume would imply 180, isn't it? 1 volume applies 360. So 3 volume would imply, multiply this, you have to get 180 ml. So if 1 volume is equals to 60 ml, so 2 volume would be equals to 120 ml. So look here, if 60 ml nitrogen and 180 ml hydrogen are reacting together, so they are going to form 120 ml of ammonia. But in the question, look here in the question, you have 60 ml of what? Nitrogen, and how much hydrogen you have now here? You have only 60 ml of hydrogen. So we cannot take 180 ml because we have 60 ml there. So now see, if you are taking this as 60 ml, so how much nitrogen you would be taking? Because the ratio is 1:3, because it is thrice, isn't it? It is thrice, means how much amount of nitrogen you are to take. So thrice of this you are to take hydrogen there, isn't it? So you have 60 ml of hydrogen. So how much nitrogen you would be taking? 23 is 60. So it means you have to take 20 ml of nitrogen. So 20 ml of nitrogen would be used, 60 ml of hydrogen would be you are to take, and for that you are going to get how much ammonia? How much ammonia? So if 1 volume represent 20 ml now, so 2 volume would be representing how much? 40 ml. Now see, volume of ammonia, volume of NH3, that is ammonia, how much is there? 40 ml. Okay, but you had 60 ml of nitrogen and you are only using 20 ml of nitrogen. It means 40 ml of nitrogen is not reacted there. Unreacted nitrogen would be there, isn't it? So now you would have some unreacted nitrogen is also there, which is not reacting in this reaction, which is not used also. Okay, so unreacted nitrogen is how much? Because you are using only 20 ml, you had 60 ml, so it means 40 ml is unreacted. Okay, so this is how you would solve the given question, isn't it? Okay, that is all for today. Would be discussing one more law, that would be the fifth one, in the upcoming lecture. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.